aircraft. It's a naval aircraft, and as you can see, it's also a fighter. So when I get into the cockpit, most of the aircraft controls aren't going to really be necessary for flight. Most of them are just going to be on the weapons and other stuff. Here you have your altimeter, and it just shows you how high in elevation you are. Each number represents 1,000 feet. To the left of that, you have your artificial horizon. The symbol in the center is your aircraft, and it just shows you how flat you are to the ground. And it'll also help you in different weather conditions, so you can see if you can't see. If your little symbol's up, you're climbing. If it's down, you're diving. To the left of that, you have your speed indicator. This aircraft goes by knots, and right over here you have your Mach. But here you have your flight stick. Go left, right, and on the right side of the aircraft you have the most important instruments, which will just deal with your fuel and your engines. So over here you have your RPM, which is rotations per minute. Below that you have the temperature of the engine and the nozzle to let the fuel in or out. And you have your fuel flow, your oil press, and the quantity. And below here you have your pedals. So in order to brake, you just push on it. If you're going to turn, you just push in. Same with the other one. Push on it, push in. So, and then here are your engine controls and your gears. And since this aircraft is a fighter, you have your ejection seat handles, and all you gotta do is just click it. Now I'm gonna show you how to take off. So here you have your throttles, and just gives you speed, and you have your flight stick and everything. So what you're gonna really want to do is just check everything, check your instruments, make sure they're okay, and your flaps. Just want to fiddle with the flight stick, make sure your flaps are working appropriately, and then when you're ready to take off, you're just gonna start the engines. Then you're gonna move the throttle into idle, and now you're just taxiing off to the runway. So in order to turn and avoid objects, you're just gonna move with your pedals, just like that, just to avoid. Okay, so now since you have your engine, you're now at the runway. You're gonna grab your throttle, put it all the way to max, and then you're just gonna wait until you get to about speed around 200. You'll be able to lift off. Then you're gonna pull up on it. You slowly pull up. You don't want to go straight up because you could stall, and then you're just gonna go right back down, and that could be a problem. And just wait until you go at least probably 3,000, about 3,000 feet. And so now once you get to about 3,000, you're just gonna level out, and you can take your throttle and just put it about in the center. Now you're at cruising speed, and now you're in the air. So I would tell you guys how to land, but it's a lot more complicated. So maybe I'll save that for another time. And thank you. Bye-bye.